just said, jiu-jitsu is so effective for what we do, and we just use it every single time we get into an altercation. We need to share it with other officers, and they need to learn why it is so effective.
All right, it's another Thursday afternoon. It's 4 p.m. And you know what that means, Fight Card Entertainment fans. It's another exciting episode of Fight Card Live, our flagship show. Welcome to YouTube and our YouTube channel. I'm Joe Rossi, your ring announcer, reporter, and the voice of Fight Card Entertainment MMA. And of course, with me, I said it before and I'll say it again, one of the pillars of making Fight Card the premier promotion in the Midwest and surrounding areas of the country, Mr. Brian Angelo, 15 years running now. Of course, along with Nilo Soto as well. Shout out to Nilo. So we bring you this Thursday. Brian, we're going to start off with this. It's been a rough week for all of us, considering the situation going on, of course, all across the country. First of all, from everybody at Fight Card, we hope this video finds you well, safe, your families are safe, all your friends are safe. Of course, this is all in regards to which we all definitely agree was the unfortunate death of Mr. George Floyd in Minnesota, which obviously should have never happened. But remember, we also all agree that looting and rioting is not protesting. Me personally in Park Ridge, I've been on surrounding the Chicago area, Edison Park areas, Norwood Park, Jefferson Park, the whole northwest side here. We have been very on lockdown, but let's hope that things, instead of getting worse, Brian, do get better, my friend.
Absolutely, and I want to say it as well too, guys. On behalf of all of us as well too, and families and so forth, I'm hoping everybody's staying safe on out there as well too. It's so kind of crazy, and so with everything that's going on as well too. I mean, to come on off, like I said, with this whole COVID-19 thing, we're supposed to go ahead and reopen with Illinois as well this week, and it just, things have just kind of taken to a turn for it. But we were very excited, to go ahead and actually have a guest with us here today, which is a former Fight Card Entertainment fighter, as well as currently now he's a police officer over in, I believe it's Lexington, Kentucky, Mr. Chris Sizemore, who used to go ahead and actually fight for us back in 2008, 2009, I believe.
The early days, for sure.
The early days of Fight Card Entertainment as well too. And Chris definitely has some really cool stories, I'm sure, to go ahead and tell us as well too about that. He was training over with the Pack MMA over in Joliet back in the day, as well as they are I believe it's 2008 or 2009 Team Fighting Championship, where Chris Sizemore has still like one of the most awesome knockouts ever that happened on that show. So we'll hopefully maybe talk to him a little more about that. But let's get Chris on the show here right now. And we're giving him a 3, 2, 1. What do we got? Hey!
Hey, guys.
There he is. We're good, man. I feel Chris, this is Joe Rossi. He's our announcer. Again, I said I know you've been around, again, I said, for a long time as well, too. But Joe has been with us, and he's the voice of Fight Card Entertainment with us in Fight Card Live, this weekly show that we have that we're doing. But happy to have you here, man. How you feeling, brother? That's fine. Yeah, so we have Chris again. I said it's on here, guys. You're good. Chris, you good?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, you're good, man. We've got technical difficulties. It's all right. Okay. I think we're all good.
Sorry.
So we wanted to get you. No, you're fine, man. So we wanted to get you on here again, like I said, because again, like you are currently a police officer, law enforcement in Lexington right now, and one of the reasons why we want to talk to you about with everything that's going on, the situation that's going on, is because you're also part of Blue Jitsu, which is a law enforcement training program for officers to learn Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
My two partners are Sam Ferguson, who actually fought for you. I don't know if you know Sam. He was.
Yeah, I remember Sam.
Yeah, he fought for you. He works with us here in Lexington as well. him and Paul Hogan, who is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt. He's just a hair away from getting his black belt. I'm sure he'll get it within the next year. But we were all just working together, training partners for several years, and we came up. Everyone goes through the academy with all these different techniques that they show, and we just said, jiu-jitsu is so effective for what we do, and we just use it every single time we get into an altercation. We need to share it with other officers, and they need to learn why it is so effective. And so we came up with Blue Jitsu, and we came up with our goals and kind of our mission on what we wanted to do, and start off local, but obviously spread the word of jiu-jitsu and kind of collaborate with some other similar programs across the country.
Understood. So I didn't even.
I'm sorry.
I didn't even know that you were. I didn't even know you were the one who came up with this whole thing as well too. Then
I came up with the name actually. Blue Jitsu. I will take full credit. They cannot deny. I came up with the name.
You heard it here first, guys. Who came up with it for sure?
So no, but it's just the three.
Okay,
It was the three of us literally sitting right here at my kitchen table, sat around and just kind of brainstormed things and bounced ideas off of each other, and we've come up with a lot of really good ideas moving forward, and just getting out there and exposing officers to the benefits of jiu-jitsu.
So can you tell me a little bit more about this program though? So then, is it just for officers? Obviously, is it just for officers only? Do you guys have your own place that you train at? Do you guys invite other officers? I mean, is this something that's how does it work?
So we train on several different levels. We train regularly ourselves, just jiu-jitsu at a regular gym. It's Lexington Fitness and Jiu-Jitsu here in Lexington. It's a Carlson Gracie affiliate. And then we also do our own seminars, which are only police, and it's more of an exposure to what jiu-jitsu is. So it's jiu-jitsu techniques that also apply to our job and real life stuff. So we've done a couple self-defense things. It's not our niche, but we are more than happy to help and spread jiu-jitsu to anybody, but we do see a need for it for law enforcement. So what we usually do is about every quarter we'll put on a free seminar. It's 2 hours long, and we will try to just pull apart a piece of our curriculum and give that to as many officers as we can. It's completely free. We don't charge anything to show up to our seminars. What we'll do is we'll try to tag up with a local charity, usually law enforcement related. And then if you show up, you can make a donation. We have a donation jar. All proceeds go to them. If not, just come in and get a good workout in and learn a little bit with us.
Awesome. Chris, we're going to rewind a little bit now. We want to talk about you personally. Let's talk about you. Now, you were originally born in the Chicagoland area. Are you from here originally, correct?
Yeah, I grew up in Romeoville.
Romeoville. Okay, awesome. Yeah. A lot of awesome fighters came out from that area. Last week we were just talking about that area, Brian. Joliet, Romeoville area. So you were from there, Chris. Let us start back to when you wanted to become in the MMA world. What attracted you to the sport itself?
Okay.
Growing up?
Well, I wrestled my whole high school, middle school. Since I was a kid, I wrestled the whole time. And then I went on to college and I played football at St. Francis in Joliet. And I played all 4 years, but I didn't really play. I was on the team. I got my scholarship, but I really wasn't getting playing time or anything. But I still had this competitive edge, especially as a freshman. I never done anything where I sat on my bench in my entire life. So I was waiting tables, and a bunch of fighters came in at Buffalo Wild Wings one night, and they were here after a fight, and they were doing a big UFC, a Matt Hughes fight or something like that. And I started talking to them. They invited me out to the gym, and when I say gym, it was a warehouse with a boxing ring in it, and a couple punching bags hanging up. But I went out there, and first day we put on gloves and we sparred hard, and I was like, I really like this. This is gonna be fun. And so I just stuck with it.
Anybody we know that approached you? Any gym name now that they have, or do you remember who it was?
It was PAC. PAC has dissolved. We kind of assumed PAC later down the road. A couple years later, we assumed PAC and opened up our own PAC gym. And then when I left, it just kind of worked out the timing when I came to Lexington and got a real job.
And Yeah.
Go ahead.
Life kicked in.
Yeah,
I remember life kicking in as well
You
too.
can tell
They were
with the white picture behind you that life kicked in. So
yes,
you got the white picture right behind you there, my friend.
Yes, I got two little ones in here too. So.
Yeah, man, that's what I remember. That I was trying to talk to you. We'll get back to it later on. But I think that every single time I reach out to you, Chris, when I was like, "Hey, man, I think it's time to maybe get one more fight in. We got one more fight." You're popping out babies, dude. It's
yeah,
like,
I know.
Hey, I got this other kid on. I was like, "Oh."
It's hard.
But
go ahead.
Yeah, but Joe, just so you know, by the way, it was Chris, it was Wojtek, Joe Wojtek, and Elvin. Correct? There's the three of you guys.
And yeah, Danny Morales was with us.
Oh, sorry, yeah, Danny
Morales. We had a few.
But no, I'm sorry. Who opened the gym? Who reopened the gym?
So me, Joe, and Elvin were the OGs.
There you go. Yeah, you three.
OGs.
Yeah,
the three originals.
They were the OGs. They're the three amigos that opened on up. Now, hey, to say this, they were young. These guys were. How old were you then?
22.
Yeah,
Brian, you should have said something to me. Like, you should have said that was a bad idea. Focus on your career. Like, you should have said something. I'm blaming this on you.
What was you blaming on him, not me? So
But Wojtek, it was party central for these guys. It was great. No, I commended you guys. I was like, man, I'm proud of you guys.
Yeah, we did. It was a lot of fun.
Dude, I'll tell you this.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I came out. They had a beautiful gym. They had a great gym as well too. I'll tell you this. I remember this. This is how what kind of relationship we had. Me and Chris had. We showed up. Me and Nilo. I think Nilo was with me. We showed up to their new gym, and this guy is we're usually holding a basketball. He had a basketball rim inside the thing. Chris is like probably a good 30 feet away, and he's like, "Brian," he goes, "if I make this in right now, you owe us a Muay Thai bag." He's like, "You buy us a brand new Muay Thai bag." That's how they would get equipment for their gym. For their gym. And this sucker, he made it. He made it from 30 feet away. I ended up bringing them a Muay Thai bag for their gym.
They hustled you, Brian. You got hustled, brother.
Yeah. He hustled me.
Man, you know what I mean? But they were playing pool in that movie. But
yeah, so that, and then of course life kicked in. Again, the time has come through, and you had an awesome MMA career as well too. But obviously the job kicked in and whatnot as well too, and you're moving on. What exactly? So are you just a police officer out there in Lexington?
I'm a patrol sergeant.
Patrol sergeant, gotcha. Okay, yeah. Go ahead. And then let's kind of go a little bit more into just how this program, with the situation that's happened, I guess with Mr. George Floyd, how would have this program, Blue Jiu-Jitsu, if an officer was actually training with you guys on a regular basis, or training even just in jiu-jitsu in general? Because I've heard, again, like I said, of they were trying to do something where, this is just a requirement for some police officers would be at least a blue belt level of jiu-jitsu. How do you think that would do with where law enforcement is today?
It would be leaps and bounds better than what we're doing now. Just in general, I think logistically it'd be hard to sell to a lot of departments. Just people that don't know. You watch a jiu-jitsu match, you'll see people get choked and all kinds of different things that, it looks like it's very violent, but when you break it down and you understand like the limitations of what jiu-jitsu is and the things that can do and the control that you have, I think it is an invaluable skill to have on our department or on policing in general. So there is a movement, make BJJ mandatory. I don't know how realistic that is. It is a movement. I don't know if departments are going to tell people to, you have to go to the gym until you get a blue belt. I've always said two stripe white belt is what the minimum requirement should be. So blue belt, it takes a year, it takes a while, but 2 stripe white belt, and you all know that's about the time when you're not the new guy on the mat anymore. Because really, what do we deal with? Society are the new people on the mat. They're the untrained people, and you get to that 2 stripe white belt, you are able to control someone. And it'd be a lot easier. I know a lot of 2 stripe white belts on our department right now that I have 100% confidence in as my partner. If something were to go bad and we needed to control someone without hurting them, without hurting ourselves, and I've seen it. And so as I've progress in my career, I get to watch and review some of the use of force that happens with our department and things of that nature, and also have a hand in how our defensive tactics program goes. And it's been eye-opening to see what kind of change it has been now since we've adopted some of these jiu-jitsu based techniques.
Chris, what I'm getting here, and this is what I think this is obviously a great thing, Jiu-Jitsu. So, I mean, I was talking with Brian prior to you joining us on the air here. I mean, George Floyd's own brother, I'm sure you've seen, has been on major network outlets on TV and radio all across the country saying, obviously justice is deserved for his brother, but this is not the way to go about it with the looting and the rioting. We've seen here in Chicago people attacking police physically. So here's my question. Do you guys all see this as a great way to, if not needed to use your guns, things of that nature, to definitely, sorry, 1 second, guys. You can see me here. The Blue Jiu-Jitsu program is definitely a way of not having to use your guns or take it to that limit. Of course, every situation is different, but
Sure.
Are you using this as a way to keep things where, put a situation in perspective in a better manner?
As we use use of force and we look at what is allowed and what is not allowed, there's a caveat there that if lower levels of force are proven ineffective, you can escalate your force. And if we can maximize our skill in those lower levels of force, which is not striking, using jiu-jitsu techniques to control somebody rather than, punching someone in the face or going to our weapons, whether it's taser, baton, or even, escalating.
Yeah, I said guns, but
yeah.
Obviously if there's somebody is attacking you guys, obviously You're not out to attack people. I mean, you guys send out multiple warnings before force needs to be used. But obviously this is where then, the safety for yourselves, and you are still thinking the safety of the people that are doing this.
Oh, yeah.
You're trying to prevent all of it from escalating in a worse manner by using this, correct?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And you look at the George Floyd case, and I kind of tricked you a little bit, Brian. I've literally only seen 10 seconds of the video. I can't watch it.
Same.
Absolutely.
I don't pay attention to a lot of stuff outside of my little bubble as it is. Obviously, this is unavoidable. I mean, we had, 2,000 rioters in our downtown last night, protesters in our downtown. No one got hurt on either side, which was great. It was really tense, really tiring, exhausting. But, I don't pay attention to that stuff, honestly, because there's only two things that are going to happen. I'm going to see a video of the use of force, and I'm going to be, really disappointed in the officer and how it shines on my profession, or I'm gonna see it and I'm gonna look at it from an officer perspective and say, why isn't the public understanding what's happening here? And so obviously the George Floyd case is a tragedy. Absolutely, there's no way to, no matter what the backstory, whatever what happened afterwards or what toxicology results come back or whatever, absolute tragedy. There's no way to condone what happened, but I can't pay attention to that kind of stuff. I don't have the energy, and it's hard.
I completely understand. Yeah, and I completely agree with that as well too. I think me and Joe both saying that as well. I couldn't get through the whole thing either. I watched a little bit of it and kind of stayed away from it. I stay away from the social media wise of it as well too. But let's go back a little bit as well too, because you said that you have these officers and there is a movement, again, I said, of bringing jiu-jitsu to have these guys, for these officers to be training with it. And you said that you don't know how real that is. Why is that not a possibility to have officers training in jiu-jitsu?
So you would think from a chief's perspective, a political perspective, I'm not going to send my officer to jiu-jitsu class because he's going to learn how to choke people in jiu-jitsu class. He doesn't understand, like, if they don't know, if they're not practitioners, they don't understand that, there's a million other different moves in jiu-jitsu, and yeah, choking is a part of it, but just because I learned what a choke is in jiu-jitsu doesn't mean I'm going to apply that. I know what kind of level of force that is when I get out of the profession. And so I think that some of the hesitation, also all of jiu-jitsu is not applicable to, self-defense situations, things of that nature. So I think looking for the most effective way to train, which I still would take a sport jiu-jitsu guy over an untrained guy any day of the week. But just from a command staff perspective, they want the training to be. I just know from my little bubble, they want the training to be directed towards what we do in law enforcement. So there's a lot that you go. Although you learn all kinds of different lessons in jiu-jitsu, that even from the techniques that you wouldn't use on the street, you know how to get out of uncomfortable positions and things of that nature. I just don't see. I would love it. I think it is super beneficial. I don't see how logistically. I do know it has happened in at least two departments, but I don't know what the results have been from that. So,
you know what?
And so the officers
it's very important that you brought that up. That you are teaching this responsibly, only to use in the right situations. And then it goes back, Brian, to what we said before. Learning all these things isn't just physical; it's a mental, soul in your mind. You know how to do it the right way and how to properly do this, not just to want to go hurt somebody, like Sergeant said here.
I was saying exactly that, Chris, is that like, even for you guys as MMA fighters, I think I said this a couple podcasts, a couple shows before, I was saying that, you know, like MMA fighters, they're the most disciplined, most dedicated, you know, they're martial artists, right? So mentally, because you guys are training constantly on fighting, they don't want to fight in the streets anymore. You don't look for fights. You know how to de-escalate situations.
You don't have
just
anything
walk
to
away
prove.
from and be like, look,
there's nothing.
yeah, you
to
don't have
prove.
anything to prove.
And if
right,
you do
so and it go, yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, if you do get attacked, it's a position you've been in 1,000 times before against people that are way tougher than the person who's attacking you. So you can handle it. You can walk through it. I refer to it to recruits like you're entering the matrix. Like if you've never fought before and you get in a fight, that fight's gonna be over in a second, right?
Yeah.
In your mind, it might last for a minute, but it's gonna feel like a second. But if you're trained, you see things, everything moves slower. Everything slows down. You see what's available to you. You can think, you can process, you don't get tunnel vision. You have good situational awareness. You can really work through a situation, especially a physical situation, to where your adrenaline's running because you've been in that position so many times before. And it becomes a second nature. And although the situation is different, the principles stay the same. And so that's one of the benefits. That's why the sport aspect of jiu-jitsu is just amazing, and the martial arts aspect of it. Not the defensive tactics just totally, although that is super important too. But you can't just go through a defensive tactics class and get all those things. And so that's why I tell guys all the time that they need to be training.
So you're just based off this. The Blue Jitsu is just based off in Lexington, correct?
No, we have done seminars across Kentucky. We have long-term goals of traveling. We've been approached by departments in Indiana. We've been approached and talked to by departments in the Northeast, Connecticut. When I say departments, I mean representatives from departments. I'm not saying a chief of police is calling us. So we have finalized our curriculum. That was one of our 2-year goals, is to finalize the curriculum. We just have to put it in presentation form and get it what's called KLEC, which is the Law Enforcement Council in Kentucky, get that approved, and then I'm sorry, go ahead.
Do you have a website for that? Like for your guys?
It's bluejitsulexington.com. And so
Bluejitsu Lexington?
.com.
Gotcha. And so then
the word I know I'm sure as Brian does, I also do a lot of close personal family and friends. First responders, police officers, out in the streets as well, who would definitely be interested in something like this here in Chicago. And
absolutely, Chris. That's exactly what I was about to say as well too, man. It sounds like you guys are on the right path of what you want to do. So you guys, the three of you, you and your partners, are looking to expand this out. I take it.
My goal is I got 9 years left to retire, and so like I'll explain that later. But I do have 9 years left.
What the hell?
We got to move to Kentucky, Brian. I think it's something. You know what I mean?
My contract is really good. The class after us, I have a 20-year contract, and I can buy 4 years, so I only have 16 years to do.
Understood.
And then the class after us has to do 25, and they can't buy any time. So like between my class and the class after us is a 9-year difference. But I got 9 years left. I got 9 years left. So
okay.
I would love to retire and be able to travel and teach and go across the country and just share jiu-jitsu, share what we've come together, because I think it would be hard pressed to put our program up against any other program out there, and as far as effectiveness, as far as commonality of techniques, as far as teaching the very basics of what you need to know in a way that you can apply to any position. I think we have a great program.
And so before we close on off of this, because I know we're going to be running out of time soon,
Sure.
though, like you said also that you do these free seminars for the police officers, probably maybe quarterly and stuff too. Do you get a lot of those officers that say, hey, you know what, I'll do a free seminar, I'll go check it out and stuff too? Do they usually come on out, or you don't get that great of a participation?
It's about 20 to 30, and we'll get different departments. So we've done one in Louisville, we did one in Frankfort, which is the capital of Kentucky, and then in Lexington as well. And so we're trying to come up with different ways to present it just to get officers out there. There's always that uncomfortableness, getting officers out of their comfort zone. I think that's with everybody and with anything, but I think that's the main reason why a lot of officers don't train. And so we just try to create this positive environment that is really laid back, low key. Come in here, learn some stuff, see how effective it is, and then hopefully that kind of kickstarts their jiu-jitsu career.
That's crazy. Dude, this is awesome. This is an awesome program. I know that I saw these posts a couple of times, I guess, because I know you just received your black belt not too long ago, correct?
Yeah, I did. I got my black belt in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
I haven't worn
When was that?
I haven't worn it yet. So it was. I can't tell you. It was the first week of March, maybe. Last week of February.
Are you trying to set up one more fight for this guy up here?
Yeah. So I got.
When did you get it, Chris? Yeah, come on over back to Chicago.
He's already asked me a couple of times. I don't know.
Oh, I've asked him many a times.
So I've been a black belt for about 2 months now. I haven't worn it yet. I got hurt the day that I got my black belt before I even knew I was getting it. It was a minor injury. It was just a knee injury, but by the time I got over it, like 2 weeks later, everything shut down. So I haven't even worn it yet.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think I saw that. I saw that you received your black belt. Awesome accomplishment as well, too, brother. And I kind of did some Facebook stalking about where it was and what you were doing and the Blue Jitsu thing, and when everything happened with this whole, with George Floyd, and everyone's talking about, well, it could have been a different situation, it could have been handled differently, and blah blah blah. I automatically thought, I'm like, man, like with what Chris Sizemore is teaching out there is perfect for what these guys should be learning. And I can understand, what I'm saying? Like, dude, we're in the fight industry, and I completely understand. When you have weigh-ins, and we walked into your guys' gyms back in the day and stuff too to do some filming or else, blah, blah. Everyone's got to be the tough guy, blah, blah. It's like that testosterone. But to go ahead and have everyone understand, hey, look, we're here to help you guys. We're here to teach you guys with what you're doing, the Blue Jitsu thing. Hey, man, like, you put it out in the open like that to go and say in 9 years you hope to be traveling all over the country. I really think that's going to happen for you, Chris. I think that you have a great program that it is. And, dude, with us, with Fight Card Entertainment, brother, you are Fight Card Entertainment family, man. You always will, and always have, and always will be. Anything that we can go ahead and do to help you, brother, let us know. If we can put the word on out, again, said, get things, different things. We definitely want to talk, man, to go ahead and kind of work that on through,
Chris,
with all that.
Everybody here at Fight Card, I speak for everybody. We wish you a safe, very productive, and positive remaining 9 years on the force there, Sergeant Sizemore. And for you and your family. And then, of course, all the best in business. Your ideas are not only positive in direction, but definitely inspirational to many. So, like Brian just said, you are always welcome to our shows. Always be part of the family. And you are truly one of the good ones, Sergeant. Thank you so much for being with us today.
How old are the kids?
I got about to be 4 and about to be 2. So
4 and 2, gotcha. So you got the little one running around as well too. And you just moved, you said, right?
Yeah, I've moved about 5 times since I've lived here. Every 2 years we buy a home remodel and we'll move into it and fix it up.
Gotcha.
So I'm in the middle of that I literally. We were at the riot last night till about 3. I woke up this morning at 9. I was at the house working literally all day, and now I'm back here with you guys. So
Yeah, and your wife is probably like right over the laptop, like yelling at you, right, like pointing at you right now, like, "Hey, turn it off."
Yeah. We got businesses, yes, absolutely.
But yeah, that's exactly what it is, man. Didn't they tell you? I thought I said this before, that they say in your life two things are like the biggest headache for a married couple is, one, obviously planning the wedding, but two is moving into a new place. You've done it 5 times.
5 times.
Is it?
This would be our fourth house that we've actually remodeled, but we've moved 5 times total, and it's always stressful. But like it's like getting ready for a fight. Like we talk about it beforehand. We're like, we know this is gonna be stressful. We know we're gonna argue. It's okay. We'll get through it. It's gonna happen.
It's gonna be all right.
Yeah. But every time we do it, it seems like we have another kid running around. So it doesn't make it any easier on ourselves. But it's worth it in the end.
All right, I want to end this really quick with you as well too. Obviously your video is online. You can't hear me? Can you hear us or no? 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 It's frozen.
I hear you. I can hear you.
I think it's frozen on out. I wanted to talk about Chris Sizemore's big thing as well too. Chris, thanks so much. I'm going to cut you on off. We're going to talk again as well too, and we'll see you again next time as well too. Chris, we lost his signal as well too, so we'll see you next time.
Can you all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I can't hear what you're saying. If I could just share our Instagram real quick, it's BlueJitsu at BlueJitsu Lexington. Facebook is BlueJitsuLexington.com or Facebook/BlueJitsu Lexington. Every Tuesday we do a Technique Tuesday to try and share what we're teaching and all that. So the biggest compliment you all can give us is just share what you like on our page. Try to get the word out to as many people as you can, and just support us as much as you can as we try to support you all. So thank you all.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
No problem, man. All right. Later, brother Chris. Okay, guys. So yeah, I said that was Mr. Chris Sizemore, guys, with us, a former Fight Card Entertainment. I love, like we had a couple of weeks ago, we had Rob Madrigal on here, the UFC Bellator referee, and he's been our show against for Fight Card Entertainment, and he said something where it's awesome to go ahead and see these guys from the beginning, and from when they first started on off, and then now they're up there and so well too, and the big show and whatnot as well too. This is also I love hearing this. Chris these guys were kids. Him, Wojtek, Elvin, Danny Morales. There was another kid that was there.
Early 20s.
Johnny Torres.
Almost 30.
Jesus, I feel like hearing that stuff makes me feel old, dude. But again, to hear him, that's exactly the same thing like Rob Madrigal said. Is like to hear where they've come from and what he's doing and the future for Chris Sizemore.
Well, that's what I mentioned to Chris. I mean, it's very inspirational to see what he's doing now, and that he already has plans to continue once he retires on the force to bring and spread this awesome word to everybody all across the country. So that's definitely a positive motivation for everybody.
And I stress that as well too. We said this again. I said in the last show about just how much the martial arts in general is a mental thing as well too, right? And just of how these, even these law enforcement and police officers, because they know the techniques, because they know their own strength, because they don't have to put brute force behind it. And I think that's the big thing as well too, is they feel as if they gotta be tough and rough and push with all that force.
Right.
Where if they, with the beauty of jiu-jitsu is it's all in the technique, right? You don't have to put that much force. You can go ahead and make them move as well too with it.
Right, and we had brought up in the discussion as well, Brian, to use it for the right reasons. He's not going to teach somebody who's going to want to just hurt somebody. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And
the right reasons, and it's not just about being physical. It's a mental state of mind as well. So,
yeah, absolutely. Guys, like I said, make sure you guys are supporting Mr. Chris Sizemore out there as well. So if you haven't watched this video, I'm going to go ahead and make sure we post up his knockout video. Again, I said not too long ago. I mean, from not too long, but almost like 10 years ago, 11 years ago. We are setting up the matches for July 11th again, guys. So if you haven't done it as well, too, reach on out to Caesar and Nilo. That is a definite July 11th show, and we should have more information on that as well, too. As well as our show. This show, yes, says Fight Card Live is done every single Thursday with my man Joe Rossi. Wouldn't be a Thursday if I didn't see your face, brother.
I miss you, man. You know what?
Yeah.
You get the biggest bear hug of your life when I see you in person.
Yeah, we definitely are going to be getting together soon. I'm sure, like I said, hopefully now that we are reopened and not reopened in West Bob. I mean, the birds are open.
It goes for
let's find a
all
restaurant.
my family, man. I miss you. I miss Caesar. I miss Nilo, Garippo, Hampton. Who am I missing? Everybody.
Jabber. Yeah.
Jabber.
Amanda. Yeah, everybody.
Amanda,
So we'll be seeing everybody.
Who work the offices with the tickets. Everybody, from our ring girls to our staff, and most importantly, I miss our fans because, of course, without you guys, there is no Fight Card Entertainment. And on that note, Brian, we wish and hope our fans are all doing well in these very tough times between COVID and the whole situation all across America for justice for George Floyd. But like we said before, his own brother said justice is definitely deserved for his brother, but the way it's been going on, looting and rioting, is not the way to get that. It's not protesting properly. So we hope that everything comes to a safe and happy head for
resolve. Resolving them. All right. We'll see you guys as well too next week. Fight Card Live.
Ciao.